The city glittered under a velvet sky, where power, money, and secrets ruled the streets. Inside one of the most luxurious restaurants downtown, every table whispered status, crystal glasses, golden light, and conversations that never revealed the truth. And then, he walked in. Adrian Voss. A name that didn't need introduction. A man whose presence alone made powerful people nervous. A mafia boss who built an empire from shadows, known for his cold decisions and a past no one dared to question. Beside him walked his fiancée, Isabella, elegant, confident, the kind of woman who belonged in that world. She held his arm, smiling softly, unaware that tonight would unravel everything. "Relax," Isabella whispered, noticing his distant eyes. "It's just dinner." Adrian gave a faint smile. Nothing is ever just dinner. They were escorted to a private table. The manager personally greeted them, nervous but honored. Everything had to be perfect. For Adrian Voss, mistakes weren't forgiven. But fate doesn't ask permission. A waitress approached their table, holding a tray. Her steps slowed, then froze. Her breath caught. The tray trembled. Adrian looked up casually. And in that single moment, the world stopped. Her eyes. He knew those eyes. The same ones that once looked at him with love, before everything burned down. "Emily." His voice was barely a whisper. The waitress, pregnant, pale, shaken, stood frozen. It was her. His ex-wife. The woman he believed was gone forever. The woman he thought had betrayed him. The woman he buried in his past without ever looking back. Isabella frowned, confused. "Adrian, you know her?" Emily quickly looked down, trying to steady herself. I'm sorry, sir. I think you're mistaken." But her voice betrayed her. Adrian stood up slowly, his chair scraping across the floor. His heartbeat thundered in his chest, something he hadn't felt in years. "No. I'm not mistaken." Silence fell like a storm. People at nearby tables sensed something was wrong. The air had shifted. Emily tried to walk away. But Adrian stepped forward. "Stop." One word. Commanding. Dangerous. She froze. He looked at her, really looked this time. The tired eyes. The worn-out uniform. And then. His gaze dropped. To her stomach. His expression changed instantly. Shock. Confusion. And something deeper, something darker. "You're pregnant?" Emily clenched her hands tightly. "It's none of your business." Isabella stood up now, clearly unsettled. "Adrian, what's going on?" But Adrian didn't answer. His mind was racing. 3 years ago, Emily disappeared without a trace. No explanation. No goodbye. Just a broken marriage and a storm of betrayal. He thought she ran away. Thought she chose someone else. Thought she destroyed everything they had. But now. Here she was. Working as a waitress. Carrying a child. And looking like she'd been fighting a war alone. "Who's the father?" Adrian asked, his voice dangerously calm. Emily laughed bitterly. "You don't get to ask me that." His jaw tightened. "You owe me the truth." She finally looked up at him, tears glistening in her eyes, but her voice was strong. "No, Adrian, you owe me one." That hit harder than any bullet. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The past stood between them like a ghost. Isabella stepped closer, her voice sharp now. "Adrian, I think we should leave." But Adrian didn't move. Because for the first time in years, he wasn't in control. "Emily," he said quietly, "what happened to you?" Her lips trembled. "You happened to me." And with that, she turned and walked away. Adrian didn't stop her this time. He couldn't. Because something inside him had just cracked. And deep down, a terrifying thought began to form. What if the truth he believed for years was a lie? That night, Adrian didn't sleep. The image of Emily haunted him. Her voice. Her pain. And that child. Something didn't add up. Adrian wasn't a man who believed in coincidence. Every move in his life had a reason, every betrayal had a face. But this? This felt different. By morning, he had already given orders. Find everything about her, he told his most trusted man. Where she's been, how she ended up here, and that child. No mistakes. Because if there was one thing Adrian Voss feared, it was the truth. Meanwhile, across the city, Emily sat alone in her tiny apartment. The walls were bare. The silence was heavy. She held her stomach gently, her eyes filled with quiet strength. I won't let him take you away, she whispered. Because she knew Adrian. And she knew what he was capable of. 3 years ago, she didn't leave him because she stopped loving him. She left to survive. To protect something he didn't even know existed. A secret buried in blood and betrayal. Back at the mansion, the report finally arrived. Adrian read it once. Then again. And again. Each line hitting harder than the last. She didn't leave you willingly. His eyes narrowed. What do you mean?